Lonzo Ball has confirmed much of what had been rumored regarding his procedure. We knew that there was a cartilage transplant involved, and there are still some missing pieces as far as I can tell. When I've asked people who know more than I do about such things, he mentioned not only does he have a transplanted meniscus, that means it came from a cadaver. That means that little disc of cartilage that is rarely, if ever, transplanted in just a regular civilian to help somebody walk properly. It's they're being pioneered. It is done, but it's still not. It's far from perfected.
Don't a lot of people too just live with either partially torn or no meniscus?
Hello, I've got a half in on one side and about 2/3 of one on the other side in the same knee.
Did they offer you? Could you have gotten
No.
the cadaver stuff or?
Well, the common early ACL repair was an allograft. Like when my college roommate tore his back in like '89, he had an allograft. Allograft means it's cadaver tissue. It is not your own tissue.
And there's a good chance that it doesn't last because of that.
It depends. Yeah, there's all kinds of high rejection rates,
Yeah.
and you don't necessarily know what you're getting. Sometimes it's not even an ACL that they use to make your ACL.
Right.
They can use a different piece of muscle or tendon. They will take a bone plug on either end, and that allows them to use the titanium screws to put it in, screw it in, and there it is. What became much more popular, much more successful, was the autograft. And an autograft is where they refashion the middle third of your own patellar tendon in the same knee. They harvest that graft. They take the middle third, they sew the patella tendon back together, stretch it back over your kneecap, and then they thread through your own patella tendon as your ACL. That is basically industry standard for ACL repair. That is an autograft, not an allograft. So when Lonzo Ball says not only did he get a new meniscus from a donor, he also had a bone allograft also, because meniscal cartilage is just that disc. It's a floating little disc. It sounds like there are other cartilaginous and or bone issues on the articular cartilage.
Wasn't that the whole question, though, to begin with, why they did the exploratory surgery?
And why he wasn't healing.
Right.
And there just wasn't enough meniscus left. Now, as my doctor explained to me early, the problem with meniscal transplant and the artificial menisci that have been tried, of course, there are doctors like, well, wait a second, well, why don't we just make a meniscus?
Because they're
Why don't we 3D? That's part of it. And the other issue is the synovial fluid. It's the friction. That they can get something with the right cushioning. They can get something that can provide all or better memory foam, whatever that you put in there, and it's not. Once they get that, it's the sliding and the lubrication of the tibial head and the femoral head around there. The problem is that you can keep getting multiple injections of Synvisc and these other things, these other fake synovial fluids that they have. But that's just to get somebody living a normal life. That's to get somebody able to stand and hit a golf ball and get back in the cart.
Or be able to walk 18.
Yeah.
But, like it's so weird. Like when and I know that we're talking about much different injuries, but watching Tiger Woods walk around.
Bingo.
Now, like you go, oh my God. Like it feels terrible to watch it. I want Lonzo to be fine. Like this is bad luck. This wasn't anything that he did wrong. I just feel like he's being unrealistic about expectations. I saw that video that he had put out about a week or so ago of him dunking, and I'm glad that he was able to do that, and I think that that's awesome that if at some point in his life he's playing pickup ball, I think it's a win. But even the way he landed in that video was terrifying, where you go, oh, you're just waiting for the other leg's going to blow out.
And a guy who's 6'6" should be able to dunk.
Yeah, but I mean, considering what he's been through,
yes,
that to me is a victory. I don't mean to be harsh, and this is going to sound harsh. I don't know why the Bulls would be interested in this version of Lonzo Ball.
They're not, and they are simply doing what they did with Jay Williams. The comp is Jay Williams. You have to respect him as a pro and give him
every opportunity,
every resource, every carrot, every bit of motivation, every bit of investment, every bit of hope, every bit of support, and every bit of opportunity. That's what they're doing. But as it was said to me, if he plays basketball, and I don't mean NBA basketball, if he could play YMCA 5-on-5 rec league ball, medical miracle. It would be a medical miracle if that were to happen, let alone be able to be a representative NBA player.
I would also like to add this. I think the reason that Lonzo's putting this pressure on himself, we know about the drive of his family. Like that's what brought you here, right? Is what you came from and the work ethic that was instilled in you from a million years ago. We know that. But you think he's not hearing all the stuff about him? The entire discussion around why the Bulls aren't better is him. And frankly, we try to mix it up because that's the right thing to do, is to understand who's actually there. But the entire discussion has been this Bulls team works if Lonzo's on it. So I don't blame him for putting his own pressure on himself to do that. But when you look at the facts, it's not even just can you get back to any sort of playing. Say it all works and it is a medical miracle. How long is it going to last? Because of what we just discussed. Your body's internal nature to go, this isn't mine. We're gonna get rid of this. Because that's what happens in a lot of these cases with donor tissue or cartilage or meniscus, for example.